Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video we are going to be playing the High Elves, and on top of that we're going to be playing the Knights of Caledor. So for those of you who don't know, this fella can tame dragons, which is pretty cool. So if you wanted a whole horde of different types of dragons and just to go crazy with everything dragon related, these are the fellas for you. So we've got again 55 mods today, a little bit for high elves, economy, that sort of thing. So we'll get stuck right into it. So right off the bat I want to talk about a bit of mechanics with you guys. So how these guys play. Very similar to the high elves, they've got intrigue, they've got intrigue at the court, they've got everything that the normal high elves have, except they can do the dragons. So you'll notice here they've got espionage, intrigue at court, influence, and then dragon taming, which on the top here, every 10 to 20 turns, a dragon will show his face, and you've got a choice. You can tame the dragon, you can attempt to kill the dragon, and I say attempt because if you do so and fail, he will kill all your blokes. Then you can also get his dragon breath as a gift for X amount of turns, along with getting influence from him. So there's a fair variety of stuff that you can do with your dragons. Now, part of what we're going to be doing is getting started with this fantastic campaign. So right off the bat, you'll notice here we get Eagle Claw bolt throwers and archers, which is extended units. So keep that in mind. If you right click on a unit and it doesn't pop up, that's an extended unit. So you only get limited information about that unit. So we're going to get a couple of turns in and explain some more mechanics. So we are super good against the Tomb Kings. How unfortunate for them. So if you did have Ajimuk's mods on, one of my fellow subscribers who also makes mods for the Tomb Kings, this wouldn't be possible. His mods really pimps out the Tomb Kings. So while we don't have his modders enabled, we've got a slight advantage because of our Terranok chariots and our Sun Dragon. This bad boy alone, it's pretty vicious. So watch what happens. You'll notice our chariots are killed 370 and 470. So these things are ridiculous. So just a heads up, if you do get a whole army of them, it is kind of like having a doom stack. It's pretty ridiculous. So you can get the treasury, but I always like the unit replenishment because in this campaign, when you summon heroes and you're playing any of the high elf teams, guess what? Let's say I wanted to get Senga, nice handmaiden, we'll see what she can do, plus 20% upkeep. Holy crap, why would you want that? Well, the bad news is, to get some of these really amazing things, you need to have influence. So whenever the dragon pops up, I recommend until you get a really strong army to attack the dragon, get some influence. I mean, why not? Why would you want -5 growth when you can have someone who's a medic? So it just depends on your playstyle, but I really recommend the first 20 turns or so, you can really set you up for turn 100 like we did with the Lizardmen. So we'll come back in a couple of turns when I kick some more Tomb King butt. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our first dragon sighting. So you can't click on it, it's not going to show you where it is, but it's pretty obvious, the big glowing circle, and it's generally nearby your hero. So that's just a general rule of thumb. Now I'm going to show you what happens when we go collect it. So we don't have enough money to do too much, but we can either challenge it or we can let it come back later. But if we had enough money, we could have chosen either one of these two. So this will remain for 10 turns, where you can have 40% magic resistance, or you can get plus 70 influence and the Drake's Accord. So not only later on will the dragon come back, but you get 70 influence. So for now, we can just say leave it be, and then it will reduce the turns for the next dragon counter by 15. Oh, sorry, not 15, by 5. So instead of being 20 turns, it's now 15 turns. So it's a good rule of thumb. Have 2,000 gold sitting in your stash, just for those rainy days. But it is a bit hard with, upkeep being pretty ridiculous. So do your best on that, and we'll come back in a few more turns. So you'll notice we got ourselves a very nice dragon. Every time you click on it, the dragon flaps his wings, if you didn't know that. So just pretty cool effect. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, when you've got your dragon, remember there's different skills relating to having a horse, but if you change your mount, you can't unchange it. And don't forget to keep your heroes upgraded. We got ourselves, have a look at this, poison attacks and Seed of Rebirth. That's pretty crazy. So we keep getting really great stuff, because remember, when I first started this, I had about 4 quests. 20 turns in, there was about 9 of them. We had 2 dragons, if you remember. One I cancelled, and then another one, and I actually got influence from him. So if you'll have a look at my hero, this hero as an ability is a genius. Plus 10% research rate. Doesn't sound like much, but in the grand scheme of things, we're going to work our way to getting our second hero. Because all our settlements are plodding along. We've got enough public order going around the place, and we don't need to worry about the untainted. So just keep that in mind. This is a bit slower than the usual campaign if you're used to it that way, but I promise you by turn 50 we're going to be going crazy, because we're going to get our ritual soon as well. So good stuff is waiting. Now, surprise surprise, I found a expanded building, the headquarters of the Highborns. So keep in mind, when you are upgrading your places, don't forget about the smaller places. This is going to give us Highborn Knights, Highborn Spearmen, Highborn Archers, and again, right clicking on it, it's an expanded unit. So just keep that in mind. There is quite obvious things, but even here, this great eagle, these white lions, I believe one of them is going to be an expanded unit. But again, we're going to go crazy, because we got a lot of money. We always seem to attack enemies that have just plenty of gold. So I'm always up for taking someone's money. And we're going to conquer this province, and we're going to try and take on the next dragon. So looks like we've got another dragon sighted. This time round I think we're really going to be able to kick this dragon's butt. And a fair bit's been happening. It's turn 43. You'll notice we've done this whole section. We've got it fully under control. We don't have to worry about putting out any spot fires. My diplomacy, you'll notice we are trading with a lot of people and making a lot of money. So depending on what team you play, it's always worthwhile. So you'll notice I'm making $2,000 in trade. Now we are going to do a ritual any moment, but first I want to take on this dragon. So keeping in mind, my guys did get a bit battered before, so we're just going to bring a hero stack to help out, and we want to make sure these guys are fully pimped. So you'll notice we get a ridiculous amount of units, or heroes I should say, and I'll just point this out to you. Watch what happens if we go to recruit. We have Kadai disciples, Lore Masters, Dragon Mages. Look at our mage tally. So it's ridiculous. If you wanted one of each, just do the math with me. That's 4 plus 5. That's 9 different types. Plus 2, plus 1, plus 1. That's almost, that's 13. Yeah, if I can do my maths. That's 13 different types of heroes you can have in your squad. So that would be a ridiculous amount, along with your dragons. You know, so this is working out quite well for us. So what I want to do is just show you how many missions we're getting. So if you think, how the heck did I build so much? We are pretty much getting a mission every turn to every second turn, whether it be do a ritual, you know, construct something, you know, complete the prophecy. We didn't end up taking the province above just because it was going to be a bit hard to get the dark elves off our case. You pretty much start under attack, whereas if we stay down here, we can concentrate on keeping this area under our control and move west. So if you go up this way, we do have allies, but it's very hard. But if we go this way, we don't have to worry about allies, we don't have to worry about any of them. We can just have a nice good old-fashioned war. So we'll come back in a couple of turns when we're ready, and I'll show you the dragon. So guys, as I promised you, one dragon encounter where we are going to attack and kill this dragon. And one of the mods I wanted to show you is this one that says you cannot auto-resolve quest battles. Well, we can click on it and it's going to work. I'm not a big fan of fighting things. My skill level's not great enough for that. But in saying that, have a look at this. He's fielding arcane phoenixes that when attuned to magic, so when the winds of magic is really good, these units will get better. We have a hero titan, which is ridiculous in itself. He's got a Chimerian War Sphinx, which is ridiculous in itself, along with him having 13,800 health. But again, we have a lot of anti-large, which is going to come in really good handy for us, along with all those extra heroes that we've added. So, look at that. Wasn't really a challenge. Our hero did most of the heavy lifting as well, because he's on his dragon, he's got huge resistances. So again, the amount of unique items that we have, particularly the Star Lance, that's crazy. So we can get 2,000, but I've got a lot of money already, so I'd rather take the army. Now, okay, thank you very much. So for the next 20 turns, we get flaming attacks on all our armies, and we can get this dragon. So let's have a look. Yep, thanks very much. So if I get rid of, where's a, I don't want to say a crap unit, but a crap unit, we will just put these guys together. Now, if I go here, Regiment of Renown, there's the dragon. It doesn't cost me anything, but I have to do his upkeep. And his upkeep is pretty low for a ridiculous monster. So we're going to put that sucker in. How good is that? Pretty fantastic, folks. Not as good as the one we fought, but look again, it's pretty ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I have been upgrading my hero with better resistances, more armor. We have resistance to fire for all units. Now this is particularly useful if you want to fight all the dragons to your heart's content. So this will work for hydras. It will work for anything that's fire, including chaos hell cannons. So that, keep in mind, that will really help you. Now something we can get is Dragon Pact, and we have access to Renowned Lord as well. So ooh. Well, I wonder if that means I can get another dragon. We might have to test that theory out. Where's my, oh. Okay, so it didn't really work in this case, but we might be able to get some more of these guys in, I'd be guessing. That's sad. I was really hoping for another dragon. So part of what we got is Dragon Corsairs. Now these guys, I'll just click this button to pin him. Whenever it's necessary, they have really good gear. They are anti-infantry, and they are damage dealers, so they're going to go crazy. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's get out of here. We'll go to our details. Now, where is that? So we got Shining Light because we defeated Gordino. So you can see all your things here that we've received. And we got the pendant. That's pretty cool. Where is that hero? Ah, there we go. So, this lady, you'll notice she's pretty pimped out. We have a secret weapon. She's charmed. And there's one of the heroes, I forget which one it is, minus 20% upkeep. So keep in mind, if you do get your influence fairly high, you can really do well for yourself. So this is the first time we've encountered the Skaven. I've had a lot of Chaos, Tomb Kings, but never Skaven. And it doesn't matter what they got. We don't care. Anti-large, who gives a rat's appropriate, because our dragons and these Tyrannok chariots are going to go crazy. Watch this. Have a look at that. Between the dragons, our hero, and the Tyrannoks, we've got no issues. So I did lose a couple of units, but I have replaced them, so not too much of an issue. And we'll just take this over. Thanks very much for Al Kalabad. We have our second hero running down this way to take over this whole bottom section. Our allies, they're doing really well for us. Let me just show you the trade. 600, 500, 400, 404. It's going pretty good. I can't complain. While our reliability is very low for, I'm not quite sure why. I didn't really do anything. No one's going to give us anything. But in saying that, I mean, we're fully decked out. We've got another dragon battle in 10 turns. And we are only marginally behind Nagorond. So this is going to be the team to beat. But again, I believe somewhere over here, we're going to have, there it is, the Golden Tower. So we're going to work our way towards this one, and then we'll overtake him. So not going to be an issue. So here's another dragon. This one is the Protector of Life. Still not an issue for us. We are really going to kick this guy's butt. We do have the additional Regiment of Renowned units, along with being, I think we're like level 20. Most of our heroes are in the 20s by now. So this is going to be pretty easy because we still have flaming attacks enabled. So all of his units, surprise, surprise, tree kin, you got the tree men, they are weak against fire. And have a look at that. Again, not so much of a challenge. I think I might get rid of the Eagle Claw bolt throws, maybe put something else on there. But as you can see, our hero really does the heavy lifting. So we have now officially got ourselves another dragon, which gave us Dragon Scale. It gave us Nature's Blessing. So again, plus 18 armor. It gave us a special dragon. And for 20 turns, we have bonus missile damage and bonus weapon damage for armor piercing. So that's pretty sick. I'll show you my hero. So we'll go over here. We've got Armor of Kalidor, which, look, is already it's pretty ridiculous. Or you can get this, which gives you Dragon Scale, so you can't move for the enemies. So we might give that to someone else, because this guy's pretty pimped out. So I might give it to this guy. He's my second in command. So I'll give this Dragon Scale to him. All our other heroes are pretty pimped out, I believe. So let's check. Yeah, I've really got to go get myself some more items. And you can get yourself items from this right. So it's only 1,500. and every 30 turns you can do it, but I suggest you really do it. You can get yourself some really good items. It is well worth it. So I might get myself this dragon, and in the spirit of things I will get rid of it's always tough choices. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the white lions. Bang! We have 3 dragons, 2 special dragons. So let's go take that guy on. You'll notice my hero is pretty decked out. There's not a lot left this guy can have, then we'll just fill in. But we do, on our Dragon Major Calador, have this skill dump, which gives you an infinite amount of hit points. So as you noticed, it went from 2 to 2.5. I click it again, 2.5 to 3. So that's not the greatest skill dump, but in terms of skill dumps, I mean, you're still getting hit points, so you know what, that's not bad. It beats the heck out of just sinking it, so that's quite nice. We did take over the west, so I got an extra point, a ritual site over here coming. I've got an extra ritual site over here coming. I think we've got one more that's floating around here. Ooh, that's Skaven. That's going to be a bit rough. But again, we have our 3rd army. So I'll just bring you over here. We've got quite a number of expanded roster units. So the Descendants, again, if it doesn't pop up, it's an expanded unit. They are master ambushers, which means they will attack while moving, doing anything, and they cannot be discovered. So these will probably be the last units to die. We do have all the highborn and dismounted paladins, which are all expanded units. So that's going to be quite nice for us. And you'll notice they're super expensive because they are really good. So the Martial Mastery, they are ridiculous close quarters, and they have dragon armor. So they've got really good dragon defense. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we're going to pimp this guy out. We're going to end up taking this whole province for ourselves, and we are just ahead of the Dark Elves, which for some reason no one seems to be stopping them. So that's quite weird. But anyways, we're going to pounce around at turn 61 and see how we go. So turn 77 is moving up. We are pretty much at the point where we want to be. We are really cracking on. Our main settlement, Karsabar, is tier 5, so we're going to start getting dragons all over the shop. And I took over this whole province. There's nothing left. I did have a couple of Skaven issues. I've got to figure out what mod it is, but they've definitely got some units that's not original, which gave me some headaches. So you'll see even with this, I've got 2 towers, and they've got these Death Globe Bombardiers and Poisoned Wind Globadiers. I've never seen these guys before, so it's given me quite a bit of issues, even with my death stack. It would probably be different, I admit, if I was doing the battle personally, but I'm not a big fan of doing that. And we actually have ourselves a dragon. So let's go over here with our Mighty Max, who is fully decked. You can see there's pretty much nothing left. I did get all of these for missile strength, you know, all the rest of that jazz, so that's going to be pretty crazy. And he's pretty much going to be capped out. Same with this guy. You know, I'm pretty much just skill dumping at this point, so we don't have to worry too much. Now let's go see this dragon. I'm putting money. It's not going to be a challenge. So we want the Ritual of War. Yeah, look at that. See, that's just nothing. So I wonder where the dragon is. Is the dragon here? Ah, there it is. Klendrak. Oh, okay, that's a pretty cool looking dragon. Bloodrack Medusa. Cool. Shakalot the Calamity. We've got some pretty interesting names floating around, but not much of a challenge, I'm sorry. Yeah, so we did overkill that, and we're gonna go put that dragon in our squad right now, because that's just the kind of people we are. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Oh, I need him for. We'll get rid of the battle sisters. So we'll put that dragon. Voila. That's ridiculous. So we can pretty much just keep going, but I might finish this video at this point because it's pretty unnecessary to do overkill. We'll see how we go. Maybe I do a couple more turns, but we're pretty much done. There's no more happening. We're going to take over the entire province. I'm pretty much just building settlements for the heck of it. So I thought I'd just quickly let my ritual finish off. So there'll be a little slight discrepancy, but please don't worry about it. We have got so many people trying to do their things. I'm just going to do all of these $10,000 interventions, and I can't do interventions for these guys because I already have, so I've got to wait for them to finish, which is not too bad. I mean, we're not really worrying too much, but I do want to show you guys this mod. This adds mercenaries of individual teams. So when have you seen Dragon Corsairs for the High Elves? This is a Dark Elf unit. So Dragon Arbalests, Dragon Marines, Dragon Corsairs, there's a whole plethora of them that we have access to. And same goes for this one. The Dismounted Elven Paladins. Oh, come on, mate. I'll have to do that battle. We'll win. That's okay. So the Dismounted Elf Paladins, they're a special unit. Same with the Highborn Spearmen, the Highborn Swordsmen. This is a very, very... Well, aside from the Orcs, this team has got quite a number of units. So you can always tell the extra units you're going to get with... Let's go to my capital. I'll show you this. I'll just for those of you who don't know, you click on the building browser and this will show you what units you're getting. So you'll see what each settlement can get. It'll show you all the archers, it'll show you everything. So all of this is extra units. So, now we didn't bother getting too much on this side. This is your defensive and growing side. So don't worry too much about it. Now I've been holding you guys up, so I know you want to see my statistics. So to finish off the campaign, we're on turn 77. We don't have as many provinces as we did with the Lizardmen, but we've had very good diplomacy. We have made quite a number of pennies. We have spent quite a number of pennies. And it's mostly been construction and upkeep are almost tied. So I just want to put that out there. We spent a third on recruitment compared to the other two. We've only had 48 battles. So for 77 turns we haven't done too much, which has been good. We had 2 losses. Unfortunately when I first hit the Skaven, I was a bit brave, but their poison attacks and their units just seem to go bonkers. So on that note, we are set up to already do the Ritual of the Scholar, as we are getting 62 wave fragments per turn. We have a ridiculous amount of influence. I believe it's 10 every turn that we're getting from our heroes, because they are just fully maxed. So just for giggles, have a look at this. We've got a full squad, a full squad, a full squad, and some reinforcements. It's not even a challenge. I could lightning strike and make this worse, but I always quick save and watch and learn. Look at the numbers. 600, 630, 350, 200. It was a slaughter. It was a massacre. For us to lose 400 to his 6,000, that's crazy. I didn't expect to win that. But again, the dragons go ballistic because they are unit rank 9. So keep in mind, they are crazy. And, oh, let me just get rid of that. And look at our hero. Maybe I can show you this in a better way. Let's go over here. So he's got 10,000 hit points, 860 weapon strength. His melee attack is ridiculous. His armor is ridiculous. His speed, 500. I'm going to check if that's broken, but if it's not, that's the highest I've ever seen. So, yeah, this has been quite a good campaign. It did take me quite a while. This is going on 4.5 hours. So for those of you who wanted something a little bit slower, you can take this slower, get more of a challenge. But look at this guy. He's surrounded by me, along with the dwarves, and they're just making me some good money. Look at that, 830 a turn. So this has been quite nice. I got to say, as we pull off allies, we reduce our income, but when we get the province, you know, we're going to make a whole heap of money. So, you know, for example, have a look here. 60, 100, all these things make money, including making money from the entire region. So again, you know, this has been pretty good. So, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do enjoy my very nice start. I appreciate all your comments. So keep them coming, because we've got 2 more teams to play, and then we're going to find a different game to play. Yeah, you heard me right. That's right. We got a little bit more content coming, 4 to 5 videos, and then I'm going to shift over. Unfortunately, you guys, you do watch a lot. My mods video did get quite a number of views, which was fantastic. I do appreciate it. But with the content sort of dying off, I do need you guys' input as to what to do next. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.